Sorry! Wow. My bad. Let's start this over again. What is up? It is, I'll do my fist bump again. It is May 8th in the Pacific and the West Coast, and it is May 9th where I am in New York. So welcome, guys. You know why I put on the mute was because I was coughing my face off, so that was why. So I apologize for that. But anyway, guys, I'm bringing in Laura Polderdyke, who's actually here. Hey, Laura, how are you?
Hello.
And we're bringing her in right now. The code for Perfection Vapes is Rich loves Katy Perry for 35% off. That's right, guys. Rich loves Katy Perry. So, anyway, welcome to the show, Laura. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. So, anyway, guys, I was giving people like a little bit of heads up. You're one of the promoters of the Mile High Vapers Festival that's happening in the great city of Denver, Colorado.
Wonderful, beautiful city.
Absolutely. I'm 150% in agreement. And I think that I'm just extremely psyched about this. Oh, gosh. Sorry to hear that, Suzanne. My bad. Oops, sorry. My notes covered your face for a second there. Sorry about that. But anyway, first thing is first. Guys, give Laura a warm welcome. She usually doesn't come into shows, but I invited her to come in because I really want to get her perspective of what's happening in Denver in the next couple weeks. I'm actually quite excited. So, guys, give her some love. There you go. People are giving you a little bit of love, Laura.
Thank you. And I really have to say, shout out to my son, Tyler. He's here cheering me on.
Ah, so that's your son. Yeah, I was giving him welcomes to the room, so I didn't know that he was referring to you when he was talking about Mom.
Yes.
Cool. And I got some of my sponsors in the room too. Like we have the Juice Genie, which is Mike Maxey from Vaping Masters. He's given his greetings also. So.
Well, hi, Juice Genie.
Yep. Is the chat room show? Yeah, I see the chat. Hey, Lady Gadget, good evening. So, anyway, first thing is first. I want to give information on the Mile High Vapers Festival. Here is the Facebook page, guys. I'm going to be putting this in periodically throughout the next hour or so. And I see here that you're going to be having it at the Quality Inn in Central Denver, and right in the heart of Denver. It's 48th Avenue. That's a little bit in the north. That's in North Denver, then, right? North part a little bit.
It's Central Denver.
How far away is that from like Sloan Lake?
From where?
From like Sloan Lake, like down Federal.
I don't know.
Oh, that's right. You know what? I'm like asking like you're a Denver native. Just so you guys know, she is from Colorado Springs. I didn't really say anything in the beginning, guys. I was just introducing her, Verlander. So we didn't get into the nitty gritty of anything yet. So you're cool. And T Monster 84, what are we talking about? We're talking about the Mile High Vapers Festival that's happening the weekend, Memorial Day weekend in Denver, Colorado. So, before anything, Laura, first things first. First question I want to ask you is like, how long have you been smoking, and how did you find vaping?
Well, I grew up actually around smoke. My parents smoked all my life. I started smoking at 12.
Okay.
Yeah, so I smoked for 29 years.
Wow.
Yeah. All I can say is I'm glad I don't do that anymore. It was a stinky, nasty, dirty habit, and I am so glad I found vaping. Just before my 40th birthday, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I was told then that I needed to quit smoking so that I wouldn't screw up my surgery. I did not. But a little while later, I had a friend and neighbor who brought me one of her electronic cigarettes and let me try hers. And the moment I tried it, I was like, wow, I can do this. I ordered my kit that night. I had my very last cigarette a half hour before I opened my package.
Wow. So basically, when you started, so for you, you started with your kit, and was it instantaneous for you, or did you have to? Was it hard the first couple of days?
It was not. It was completely effortless. And I started with, I started with Vaper for Life with an 808 battery, and yeah, I was done.
Let's give props to Vaper for Life, man. I got the Zeus right here. I love it. I don't know if you see me or not, but here we go.
No, I don't see you. I can't see you at all.
Oh, wait. Are you in the chat room?
I am.
Okay, so if you turn on the video but turn off the volume, you could see me there.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me see.
So you click on play but turn off the volume.
Okay, well.
You see me now. It's gonna be a little delayed if you see me, but at least you can see me.
Okay.
So, but yeah, don't worry. Don't listen to me in there. You want to put my room on mute, so that way you don't hear the delay or anything.
I do have it on mute, but I don't have any video.
Oh, you don't? Oh,
no.
That's so weird. I'm sorry. Hopefully it'll pop up. So hopefully pop up because. Is anybody else? You have any video problems? I want to make sure people are catching it because I know that.
There we go.
There are a couple people that said that they lost video for like a couple of minutes. Okay, so we're okay, guys? Alright, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Okay, so anyway, so for you, pretty much the transition from smoking to vaping was pretty effortless for you. And
it was completely.
And you were telling me before when we were doing our pre-show meeting that, you're pretty much an old school vapor. Now, anybody I would consider an old school vapor is somebody that's been vaping over 1,000 days. And you definitely fit that criteria, so.
Yes, March 23rd, 2010 was my last cigarette.
Guys, give her props. 4 years. She's 4 years in, man. That's like hardcore. That's all I gotta say. So you've had quite a journey then. I'm guessing that you met a lot of vapors in your time, and what kind of forums or I guess like vapor committees were you involved in from the time that you started? Anybody in particular?
I started with ECF.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up going to St. Louis for Vape Fest 2010.
Wow, you're at one of the first Vape Fests. Was that the first one?
I believe it was.
Wow. Okay, guys, this is pretty phenomenal. I didn't even know this. That meet was like the start of something huge in this country.
Yes, it was.
So she was there at the beginning. Wow, you're blowing me away already. And now you've only been on can less than 10 minutes, and you're blowing me away already. So tell me about your experience. I mean, is it okay we can talk about this a little bit? Tell me about your experience when you were in St. Louis. What was it like?
Okay, well, let me tell you what my favorite part of Vape Fest was.
Okay.
And that was all of those people. Cisco had just come out with his new Addy.
Uh-huh.
Todd from Vape was there with his new tobacco. He had just brought out his line of steeped tobacco, and I tried it, and I said, "Wow, this is really good. I wonder how it would taste with my hazelnut flavoring in it." And at that point, we created Rue's Toasted Hazelnut Tobacco at Vape, which is still on his website.
Unreal. So you were really there from you saw the infancy of national meets happening.
Yes.
So that pretty much makes you a pretty good authority in what you would expect when it comes to a vaping event.
I wouldn't say authority, no.
Well, you know what? It at least it gave you the experience so that you saw what you liked in a meat, and I'm sure that you took those experiences with you when you decided to get together with a couple other people and decided, you know what, we need to meet in the great city of Denver,
Yes.
Colorado. I know people in the room like, oh my God, Rich, we know you love the Broncos. We know. But you know what? I love the city. There's so much. It's my second home. I go to Denver every year, Laura. I have family out there. I love it. I absolutely love it. To me, it is one of the greatest places on earth.
Thanks, Tyler. Yes, I did hit a deer on the way home from St. Louis.
Oh no!
I hit a deer in Hayes, Kansas, and did about $4,000 worth of damage to my vehicle.
What happened to the deer? Did the deer walk away? Because sometimes
it did not.
Oh. You didn't tie it in the back of your car, did you?
No, actually, I was driving an SUV, and I ended up having to leave my SUV in Hayes, Kansas for 2 weeks for repairs.
Oh man, so it really got banged up.
Yeah, it tore out the entire bottom of my truck.
I'm sorry. Wow, so you knew Cisco from back then, and Todd, I might have met him, but I don't know him that well. But I'm guessing from the way you're talking about, he seems like a pretty cool guy.
He is. He's very cool. He's very down to earth. I worked with him, like I said, on that juice, and he's still selling it now.
Right.
Like I said, if you go to the website, you can find it. He said he was naming it after me, so it's up there as Rue's Toasted Hazelnut Tobacco.
All right. So wait. So you're on ECF as Rue then?
I'm Ms. Roulette on ECF.
I know who you are. I know who you are. I've seen you. I've seen your posts. This is crazy. So like, yeah, I seen you from like I remember from like that's from like 2 years ago. So yeah, so I kind of knew who you were for like 2 years. This is just getting crazier and crazier. Okay, because really, I didn't want to get. Yeah, it is small world because when I first started as a vapor, I was reading and you had a lot of posts up back then.
I
You
did.
posted a lot.
I did.
You're like one of the top 5 posters at that time, I would say. You know?
I don't know. There were a lot of mods that posted a whole lot more than I did, but I was pretty active on the forum for a little while.
Right. Yeah. Now I'm talking like mid 2012 to like the end of 2000, like that time when they were doing all of when they did the big cancer auctions for Jennifer from Finiac Tanks, and then like that's when Murdoch was getting big with a Fluid, like that whole era. I just remember there are certain names that I remembered in ECF, and yours was one of them that I remember.
Do you remember? Did you ever do anything on the Vapor Moon website? Larry from Vapor Moon with the Saber Touch.
As a matter of fact, yeah, I have Saber Touch right here.
Yeah, his edition, his Pink Hope Sparkle edition, was because he and I were working together a lot. I was running all of his contests for him on ECF, and he created the Pink Hope Sparkle.
Holy cow, man. See, when I'm saying you're old school, you are old school. We're going to learn a lot tonight, fellas. That's all I'm saying. I'm very excited, by the way. So yeah, so that was yours then. He developed that one specifically for you then, right?
Yes, yeah, he developed it so he could make contributions to breast cancer research.
Fantastic. Wow. Yeah, I haven't met him, but we have chatted in the past. He's he's been around for a while. I mean, the mod, it's like indestructible. That's the way I look at it. I mean, just don't throw it across the room or anything like that, and you're fine. Like, if it drops, no problem. Obviously, the button would last forever. Oh.
See?
Oh, so you got one with... I know it has the original... You have the original caps on, I think, on your right hand. And then
That's
you have...
fine.
Yeah.
That's my 5-volt regulated, and then the 3.7 6-volt.
Oh, so like, oh yeah, so 3.7 or 6 volt, depending on if you put 1 or 2 bats in it.
Right.
Mine's just I think mine's a 3.7 6 volt also, but I don't do anything. I just put one 18650 in here, and that's all I do. But it's fine with me because it hits hard. Like
Yes.
you guys wouldn't think that. All right, oh, are you leaving, Mortal? All right, good night. But the way I look at it is that with this, I mean, for a 3.7 device, it doesn't feel like a 3.7. Like, if the battery's tested at, like, you could max it out at 4.2 volts, you will be getting hits at 4.2 volts. So, at least that's my perception of it, because it hits hard. At least
Yes.
in the beginning, and then it drops down, and then it regulates at 3.7 once you hit that, once it goes down to that area. But yeah, I mean, this is an awesome device. It really is, and I believe in it. And I think every person, there's certain mods that I think that people should have. And Saber Touch is one of them. Obviously, I think that people should have some kind of variable wattage, so they could try that out. Obviously, I think that for stealth purposes or whatnot, have yourself like an ego kit or whatnot. And if you're thinking about high end mods, or at least somewhere around that range, mid to high end range, my pick would be the Provari. That every vapor should have. At least try it, because once you try it, you'll love it. I don't know. Do you have a Provari, right?
I do not.
Oh, but but you have others though. So it just goes to show like which mods out there. It's just a matter of preference, So understandable. But anyway, we're getting away from it, such. It's just that if I'd known who you were in ECF, like beforehand, I might have just brought you in just to talk about that. But obviously, we're here for something else. And I'm sorry, I'm so enamored that I have you on as my guest right now. You have no idea.
Well, thank you.
I really am. Because guys, I have a lot of respect for old school vapors, and especially one with a lot of knowledge about how national meets evolved back in the day, and it's really interesting to me. That's all. But anyway, so let's get right into it. So one day, I guess you're part of the Colorado Vapors group, right? Because I know there's a scene. It's a pretty decent scene in Colorado Springs, correct?
It is. It's for a couple of years now. We have, the local community here has gotten together, mostly in Castle Rock, and we just started, just doing little get-togethers a couple times a year. We'd get 20, 30 people, and last fall we had a really decent get-together, and a couple of us said, hey, we'd really like to do a really big meet in the middle, in Denver, because a lot of us wanted to travel to the vape meets, but they were always on the East Coast or Florida, or it was just too far for us all to travel. So we said, hey, let's do it. And I am so amazed at how well it's going right now.
Yeah, and I'm very glad that the scene is picking up, especially like you have because you have the spring scene, and you said Castle Rock, and for those guys who don't know Castle Rock is like closer to the Springs, but it's its own. It's like, I would say it's in between Denver and Colorado Springs, but closer to the Springs, and it's farther south. So. And obviously, I know a couple people that live there and love it. It's a wonderful community. So, if you're living in that area down to the Springs, I mean, it is cool.
Kristen, I'm in Fountain also.
Right. Oh, LM, I'm just saying, you're next. You're next. You're right there. You're gonna be right there. See. LM is from. She's one state over from you, and I don't know if she's going to this, but. Let's give her more information, and maybe she may decide to go. So anyway, so you guys got together, decided you wanted to start up this big meet. So when exactly did this whole planning process work? And what was your criteria? Obviously, you have a lot of experience because you've been to some national meets in the past. So you knew what you liked in a meet. And based on what you liked about national meets, what did you want to incorporate in this meet to make it a successful event?
When we started the planning, it was tossed around to do something at one of the vendors in Denver in their store. And I said, no, I want it to be bigger than that. So I just started researching hotels, to see who had a room that was big enough for what I wanted to happen. And I was hoping to get a couple hundred people. I was hoping to get quite a few vendors. We've got 22 vendors at this point, it just blows my mind.
That is mind-blowing. Because the first I heard about this wasn't too long ago. It was maybe within the past couple of months when I first actually caught wind of it,
Yeah. We actually didn't start planning until March.
Yeah, because I remember when I first saw the page, for some reason it popped up on my Facebook. And I was like, what? Right? So that was like the first thing that was my first reaction. So I clicked on the page right away, immediately put that I was going to be a maybe, without even planning, without anything. I was like, I have to figure out a way to go to this meet. And I'm still trying to figure out a way to go. But I saw following your page. Now, if you guys don't know what page I'm talking about, let me give you the info again. So if you guys haven't seen it yet, here's the page I'm referring to. Here's the event page. And, please follow it if you're interested in finding out what's going on. But, yeah, I mean, you've really been on top of it. You've been, like, every time another vendor decided they wanted to come out to Denver, you would post it, like. And it's not just, mostly you have vendors from, like, Denver and the Springs a lot. I think you even had a vendor from Pueblo, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So, so you got people. Do you have anybody out by, like, Junction, out by there, or no?
I don't know. No, we don't have anybody any further north than Denver.
Okay.
We've got a few Denver. Almost all of the Colorado Springs vendors will be there.
Right.
And Vapor sourced from Pueblo.
Right.
And then we've got vendors coming from Minnesota and New York, Tennessee. It's so exciting.
Yep, and just so you guys know, let's see, Tennessee, it was like the American Drip Tip, right?
Yes.
And you got Green Man, who's coming in from upstate New York.
Yes.
He's actually very excited. Last time I talked to him, he's very excited about going to Colorado because to him that's like a second home also. And
yes.
And then obviously you got Baker White, and Baker White's been making waves in this country since they started their marketing blitz and started their company. And if you haven't tried it yet, Baker White has some very good high quality juice. I'm very sure that there's probably a lot of people in Denver going to this meet that probably haven't had that. So not only they're going to be able to try that, they'll be able to try out a whole bunch of different juice lines from a lot of these vendors. And that's kind of exciting. So now let's see here. So a couple other things I wanted to talk about is, like, I know you were talking to me about some of the things that you liked about the meet itself, and you were telling me about some of the things that you're offering. I know you said you had some classes coming in, right, Laura?
Yes. Yeah. We're going to do some rebuilding classes, coil building. I'm also working with one of my friends who is an electrician to do a battery safety class for people who like to sub-ohm. We want them to do it safely. We don't want anything blowing up. So he's going to come in and he's going to do that for us.
Right. And then not only that, you were talking to me about some of the raffles you're having, like. Dude, there's some nice raffles you got going there.
I have a gunmetal grenade mod to give away.
What?
Yes. Limited edition, number 140 of 500, and I am giving it away at the Vape Meet.
Oh, God. Just remember, guys, this will have to be a home piece if you do win it. You don't want to bring it with you when you travel. That's the only thing. Otherwise, I think you'd have a lot of time. Is that excuse me, is that a mech mod, or is that regulated voltage, or is it variable?
Here, let me show it to you.
Okay. I'm a little excited about this.
Certificate.
Ah. Wow. Okay, so it's not an actual grenade. When you first said it, I had the picture of like an actual grenade with the firing mechanism being like the trigger on the side. So
I'm very excited about this. This is like I said, it's a limited edition. It's number 140 of 500.
Wow, and so there's gonna be a lot of raffles going on. I know a lot of the tables are probably gonna be involved in that, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Like they'll probably have. How am I dangerous? I'm not dangerous. I'm a nice guy. What are you talking about? We're great people here. We got Laura here. I'm here. We're having a good time. But yeah, I think that's wonderful. I think it's wonderful that you're doing it, and I think that would, and it's cool because like a lot of the meets that are happening in the country right now, a lot of the bigger meets. I mean, you're not even charging admission.
No.
And on a vendor's perspective, let me tell you, when I was told, we don't have to talk numbers here, but when I was told the prices that they were charging vendors for tables, it was ridiculously low. You practically made it very simple and very easy for a lot of vendors to be like, I will be there,
See, I honestly don't know what vendors were charged at the other vape meets. I mean, we all got together and put something together that we thought would work. It is going to be very much like our normal local meets, where we do a raffle. We do a giveaway every hour. So there will be lots of stuff to give away. And we didn't want to charge any of the public to come. We wanted it to be free to them so we could get more people in.
Right.
And we're hoping to get some people that are currently smokers that would like to be non-smokers. So we'll be giving away some ego kits to people who want to give up their cigarettes. So
right.
yeah, I'm really excited. It's going to be awesome.
Here's a question. Are you going to do something like, I know obviously you've been at Vape Fest, so you know what I'm about to say. When people decide they want to quit and make the transition that day to vaping, they go in front of the crowd and they smash their pack of cigarettes in front of everybody. Do you think you're going to do something like that?
We usually just make them give up their pack and I'll throw them away.
Okay.
But it could be fun to make them smash them.
Well, yeah, so that way, like, people don't go picking into the garbage later on. It's like, oh man, free smokes. So.
Well, when we had a meet here in Colorado Springs not too long ago, and one of the servers that was working our meet ended up winning our door prize at the end of the night, and I said, no, you can't have it unless I get your cigarettes, and he gave them up. I ended up taking them home so he couldn't go fish them out.
Yeah, and that's a good thing, because you know what? Here's the thing. With everybody, I'm sure you can agree with me on this, Laura, that everybody it takes a while for everybody to have their aha moment, right?
Yes.
Where they feel like they don't need cigarettes anymore because they have vaping. And I guess people work in different levels, because I even know people now that I help try to convert to vaping, and they still tell me, it's like, well, I'll have 2 or 3 cigarettes a day. But you know what? That's still a huge difference from them smoking like 2 packs a day.
Right.
So, I mean, like, and I don't know how you do it, like, when you're out in public, but sometimes when I'm out in public and I see, like, a bunch of smokers all huddled together by the ashtray outside, like, a building, I'll literally walk up and just start vaping and not really talk to them and just wait, like, a minute, vape a little bit, and see if I get anybody asking me questions. And usually, within 30, 45 seconds, at least one person will go up to me like, so that's that vaping thing, right? And then I hear, like, ignorant questions. I don't know if you ever get this, Laura, but questions like, well, isn't that going to blow up in your face? It's dangerous.
Most of the feedback I get is actually positive. especially being in Colorado and the freedoms that we have here.
Let's not go there, guys. You know what I'm talking about. But just to answer the question right now, obviously it's the elephant in the room. How is your meat going to be protected from a specific other industry that's happening right now?
That industry is not a part of our vape meat.
Okay.
What people do in their own spaces is one thing, but it's not something that is a part of our vape meat. We do want to keep a positive outlook on what we're doing here. So, and that's always, on the back of everybody's mind. Oh, you're in Colorado.
The greatest city, and I've been to the Springs. I love the Springs. Springs is beautiful, and they talk. I remember they have that show on Discovery, that retired police detective.
Oh yes, Joe Kenda.
Yeah, and he had his
awesome.
whole show about every week was a different murder that he solved, and it almost made you think like, oh my God, I'm never going to Colorado Springs. So many people get murdered, guys. Springs, you don't have to worry about it. I mean, just with any city, you're gonna run across a low percentage of just bad people that do bad things, and don't be scared about that. I mean, Springs, to me, most of that city, there's barely any bad part to the Springs, to me.
Rich, I'm from Detroit. There is nothing even close to what I grew up witnessing here.
Oh my God! So you grew up in Detroit, and I've been to Detroit, and let's just say, I don't know if 8 Mile at night would be a particularly good place to go. Anywhere between 8 and 12 Mile, that area.
I would say probably more like 6, 7, 8. Maybe 9 Mile, but when you get to 12, it kind of depends. I have never been afraid there. I've never been there I've never been harmed, and I've hung out in some pretty icky neighborhoods. I've never been harmed.
Right. I mean, oh yeah, and Tyler's talking about Koufax in Denver. Let me tell you about the honeys down in Koufax. It's like this running joke that I do. Koufax, guys, it extends from Denver and it goes all the way out to Lakewood, which is like a suburb just outside of Denver, and it also goes the other direction, it's to the west in Lakewood and to the east, all the way to Aurora. So there's a lot going on in Koufax, basically, and I don't know. There's some good bars in Koufax, but in the downtown area, I know there's this one Mexican bar I used to go to a lot. I can't think of the name of it. It's a Mexican restaurant / bar. Can't think of it this second, but I used to go there a lot when I lived there.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. I have not been there yet.
Oh, really? Yeah, it was I don't know if you remember this, but I don't know how long you lived in Colorado, but back in the 90s, there was a huge tattoo and vape and piercing place called Bound by Design on Koufax. And I actually got 2 of my tattoos done there. By this guy Mike Thomas, who now works for Freakies. He's like the head tattooist at Freakies. And
Freakies, they sell Faygo.
What's Faygo?
It's a soda pop from Detroit. It's made in Michigan.
Right.
And it's like nothing you've ever had before. So when you come to Colorado, you better make it for the meat, because I'll bring you some.
Oh, God. Oh, Faygo! Oh, okay. Faygo. Okay, I do know that, okay. I do know what you're talking about. I have tried that before. It is extremely sweet. Extremely sweet. So, yeah, I know. But anyway, just so, for those of you who are deciding that you want to go to this first ever Vapors Festival, in one of the greatest cities in the entire world, just be aware that you will be seeing other things happening, but it's not going to diminish your fun at the meet. Not at all. For those of you that are against it, and I'm not judging anybody, and everybody has their own opinions on that, and I'm just saying that you guys are proponents for vaping, and I like the fact that even in the great state of Colorado, you guys are trying your hardest to separate the two industries, because it could get blinded somewhat.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I think that we're really trying to show people that this is a safe alternative to smoking, and I would really like to keep it centered on that.
Right. You know, and like I said, as great as Colorado is, if you go to this meet, I'm pretty sure you're going to have a lot of fun. There's so many people that I know that are going to this meet, and I'll tell you, Laura, if I don't go to this, I will be sad, but I hope to God you take some awesome pictures while you're there. Like, put up maybe like a huge mound of photos for us to share, you know? And just to see, like, how much fun you guys are really going to have. I mean, you guys are going to be open from like 2 in the afternoon to like midnight, and that's just the vending part, correct?
Yes, that is just the vending part, and then after midnight is the after party.
Uh-oh. You guys know what that means. It's just going to be lots of people smiling, and I don't know, it's going to be a lot of fun. Oh my God, I gotta figure out a way to get there. You have no idea. Like, guys, like, they're going to have raffles. It's no admission to get in. It's at a hotel, which is not like one of those fancy hotels like they had, like Vape Bash in Chicago, or like, you know, or like the Hilton. I mean, this is at the Quality Inn, which it's not a bad hotel. It's a 3-star hotel. But I was telling you this earlier, Laura. I think there's big advantages to having a meet at like a 3-star hotel as opposed to a 4 or 5-star, simply because of the fact of, you know, they're not going to care as much, you know, because the clientele, it's like you're not dealing with, like, let's say, supposedly like millionaires or whatnot, like you would at like a 5-star hotel. You know, you're dealing with people who are just like middle class, just like you and me, and they're not as, I guess the word would be snotty, as higher end hotels. So there's a lot more freedoms in hotels like that, correct?
They were extremely open to us vaping indoors. That was the very first question I asked them is, are you guys going to be okay with this in the ballroom? And she was all for it. In fact, the lady that did all of our reservations said that her boyfriend is a brand new vapor. So. Oh
wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like, so you really have, like, so when you were talking to the hotel, I mean, they were really, so basically they were all jazzed up.
Yes.
Fantastic. And as far as, like, your friends, your vendors that are going, what are some of your favorite vendors that you know are going to be there? If you want to talk to them real quick.
Well, there are a few that have been doing a lot of the local meets here. J Vapes is one of them. Mm-hmm. My son Tyler works for J Vapes.
Oh, cool. You know what? That's great. I think anybody that works in the vaping industry, wow, you're living the dream, man. That's a great industry to be working, especially if you're passionate about vaping. But go on.
So Vapor Source has been really huge for our meet. Mojo Vapor, mm-hmm. formerly known as Rad, but they are now Mojo Vapor.
Okay.
Mojo and J Vapes were the very first two vendors that got in on the tables.
Oh, okay. So they supported you right from the get-go.
Very, very beginning.
Fantastic. And you know, like, I'm guessing that, my guess is by the end of this week you'll have your last table sold. That's what I think.
Yeah, I can't believe it. We've sold 5 or 6 tables this week alone, and Vape Bash was really a big boost for our vape meet, believe it or not.
Oh yeah, well, you had a lot of people from Colorado there. Like, you had 5280 Vapor, you had Clean Tanks. You know, you even had Nick from Grateful Vapor, even though he's not from Colorado. I mean, he was talking up Denver big time. He loves Denver.
Yeah.
For those guys who don't know Grateful Vapor, he's the guy that makes this mod, which is the Dark Star mod.
I believe Bert was there too.
No, Bert couldn't go. Last minute, Bert had to cancel. I guess he had a. I think Ruby Roo, I think that she was there. I
Yes.
didn't meet her there. I didn't meet her though, just because there's so much going on. Like I was broadcasting live both of the days while I was there. Like I broadcasted like in the afternoon, and people saw how crazy it was. All right, Jay Lutz, have a good evening, man. And you know, I'm glad that like yeah, John and Jessica from 5280 Vaping. You had Blake and Brittany from Clean Tanks, who were also part of 5280 Vaping. You had people talking about it, and it was exciting, especially on the last night, Laura. Surprisingly, like we were at a table. I didn't tell you this, but yeah, we were at a table. They were at a table during the after party after the vendors closed down, and we were, I was walking around talking to various people, but in their table, they were talking about that a lot, and there were a lot of, big names that are at that table, like you had Phil, you had Grim, like right around the corner, you had like Flitzy, who you did meet in St. Louis, because I'm pretty sure Flitzy went to.
He was in St. Louis, yes.
He was in St. Louis, so I've known Flitzy pretty much since I started vaping, also. But you had that whole group of people, and they were talking about that, and they were all, they're jazzed up that something like that could happen. Like the two places they were talking about having meets was Denver and Seattle. I don't know why. But they were talking about those,
I choose Denver.
But they were talking about it, and it was actually a big topic of conversation during the after party.
And I'm hoping that this goes so well that people want to come back and we do this annually. So, and there were some really cool people that were in St. Louis when I was there that I am really hoping will come back. True Love, he was really big in the vape scene back then.
I haven't seen True Love since VaporCon 2.
I know.
No, I saw him at Vape Bash. I saw him at Vape Bash, not this year, last year I saw him. That was the last time I saw him. After that, he kind of disappeared.
Yeah, it was really cool meeting him in 2010, and he hugged everybody.
He's a good guy. He's very, very loving guy. And wow. So you were really. This is unreal. I got Miss Roulette in the room with me. Seriously, wow. So, you learn something every day, and I think it's fantastic. So it's almost like I got a bonus. Not only did I get the promoter for this vape meet that's coming up. Now, again, just so you guys know, it's on May 24th. So it is a couple of days before Memorial Day weekend. But you know what, though? If you're going to go on vacation, why not go to Colorado? Am I right?
Right.
And it's a wonderful place. I mean, I'm sure there's a reason why you moved to Colorado. I mean, yeah, you probably will live the rest of your life.
Actually, I just bought a house a year ago here in Fountain.
Mm-hmm.
But my master plan is to retire in Arizona. So,
what?
Yes.
Tyler, I'm talking to you specifically. I'm talking to her son. You won't leave Colorado, right? You won't leave. Check my schedule, Tony DeVapor. I don't know what you mean. You're talking about check my schedule to see if I can get there. Yeah. Tyler's like, I don't know. I know, I put him on the spot. I understand, but you know what? Even if you do eventually retire in Arizona, I can't picture you not coming back to Colorado, at least visiting, right?
Oh, yeah, sure. Colorado is beautiful. And, Kristen, I am also by the high school. I live at Mesa Ridge and Fountain Mesa.
Oh, yeah, and some people here are mentioning how Arizona is a cool retirement location. Oh, you know what, Valander? You know what? Colorado may be too cold, but I look at it as temperament. You get to see seasons in Colorado. That's the way I look at it, So what if it snows in October and September sometimes? It happens.
And May.
And May, yeah. It happens, It has some of the best skiing in the world.
But the thing is about Colorado, when it does snow, and you get huge amounts of snow, it's gone in 24 to 48 hours. Gone.
Because they know how to sweep up their streets. They're not like, remember, I don't know if you heard about this, but during the winter, Laura, in Atlanta, they got 2 inches of snow.
I know.
It closed down the city for 2 days.
I know. One of my friends, it took him 6 hours to get home from work that night.
What? You know? It wasn't even 2 inches, Kristen? I thought it was like 2.5 inches. I didn't even think it was that much. But it was because it was because of the streets. They didn't know what to do. They didn't have the equipment. They're like, what? What's going on? And like I saw like video of it on the news. I'm like, oh my God. You know? I just couldn't believe it. Yep, see, a lot of people are saying Colorado for the win. So
it's beautiful. I don't know how anybody could wake up and see these mountains every morning and have a bad day.
You know, so I mean, like, yeah. So I guess when it comes to you, Laura, I mean, just in general, it was a wonderful thing for you to move to Colorado. Then it was nothing but an up and up thing, right?
Right.
Fantastic. So guys, this is what you get when you go to the Mile High Vapors Festival. Okay, you get to go and hang out with some awesome vapors. She told you already that they already have 22 tables. It's going to be 23 soon. They're going to sell out soon. I mean, you said the total is going to be 24 tables. Am I right, or 23?
Altogether, it's 25 tables.
Okay, 25.
Two of our vendors have bought in for 2 tables each. So right now I do have 22 vendors. I'm hoping to make it 23 with a total of 25 tables.
Are you going to have anybody doing any live broadcasting at the event by any chance? Like, it's going to be any hosts?
So. See, I was hoping it would be you, Rich.
Oh, no, gosh. I want to get out there. You know what, Laura? I will let you know. I will know for certain by next week if I can go.
Okay.
I'll know for certain. But if not, what I can do is we could find out who are hosts who do vaping shows in the state of Colorado, and if they go to it, you know, I would be glad to help you fish out who those people are, and and see if there's a possibility they can do some live broadcasts from the event, because I'm sure that there's people around the country, unfortunately, who are unable to go, would love to see that event live as it's happening.
Absolutely.
You know. Kristen, no, if I go, I'm flying. I'm not driving to Colorado from New York. Not happening. I'm going to be on a plane, and I'm going to probably I'm going to ask my niece to like drive me to the place on that day, you know, because she has her car, or maybe she'll let me borrow it, or my brother let me borrow his car. I don't know. We'll figure out something. I usually borrow a car or rent a car while I'm in Colorado usually, and I'll go wherever I need to go. You know, I love it, and I'll have myself the huge burrito that I can never finish. It's usually I buy this huge burrito that they have. It's like gigantic. It's like this big. It's a breakfast burrito, and I usually eat it with like 3 people because I can't eat it by myself. They have this challenge: if you eat the burrito, you know, they put your name up on the wall and stuff.
Look at there, Rich. Tyler is offering to come and get you if you make it to Denver.
Oh, cool! Thanks, man. Appreciate it. And you know what? Like just like I was telling Laura in pre-show, John and Jessica from 5280 Vaper, they live 3 blocks from my brother's house. So I'm pretty sure they're going to the meet. So I basically have to walk to their house from my brother's house. My brother lives in North Glen, which is just a suburb just north of Denver, and where they live, even though it's 3 blocks away, they live in like Thornton. Even though it's just 3 blocks away, because I live right by the border between North Glen and Thornton. Yeah, J-Rock and Bunny will be there too. Absolutely. So yeah, you're going to meet a lot of local area Denver people you haven't met yet also. It's going to be exciting. Oh my God, I got so many friends going too. This just makes it harder and harder for me not to go. Really. And not only that, I get to hang out with family while I'm there. You know? So anyway, Laura, any final thoughts about this amazing meet that's happening that I haven't already pimped about the greatest city, one of the greatest cities in the world?
Yeah,
Denver, Colorado.
It's going to be so, and the weather is picking up, so it's just gonna be beautiful. I cannot wait. I'm so excited.
Oh yeah, and one other thing I want to ask you right before you go is this, and then obviously I got this little quiz that I wanted to do. But before I
Okay.
do, I mean, like, what are your expectations for meat? What do you hope to see, as opposed to meets that you've been to in the past?
I just want to have, it's just about all of us getting together and making a stronger community.
Mhm.
That's really, really what I want. Getting people in there who are currently smoking and getting them to not smoke. That is the biggest thing that I think I can contribute is to convert somebody from smoking and
Mhm.
try to avoid another person having to deal with their parents die from lung cancer. So that's my biggest goal.
Right. Completely understandable. You know what, Laura? I really want to thank you so much for deciding to come on tonight. I'm so glad that you're finally you with like a bunch of people, a bunch of people like in your area are planning this. I'm very happy that this is happening. I really hope to go. I'm crossing my fingers that I can go, and I really foresee this as being the beginning of something big. Seriously.
I hope
And I'm really not saying that. I'm not saying that just because I have a lot of love for the state of Colorado, Denver, and I got a lot of loved ones that live there. I truly believe that. I mean, Colorado is literally like, it's in the forefront when it comes to the way of thinking in a general sense. I mean, you guys, like, the way I look at it, like your government, everything, like the state government, you guys have your head on straight, and you guys are thinking 5 and 10 years ahead. Why not have an event that's just as progressive? You know what I mean?
right.
And I believe that. Now, and just so you also know, guys, I mean, yeah, the first year is always like a determining factor in how successful a meet is. But guys, no matter what, I already think that this meet will be successful before it even happens, just because they have so many positive tangibles working for them. And Laura, you know what? I honestly can say with you and, like, I guess the few people that really put forth your effort to make this work, I give you nothing but kudos, and I wish you nothing but ultimate success with this meet.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm using ultimate, guys, and that's only because, again, it's Denver, Colorado. Come on. I know, I keep saying that. I said that, I must have said it like 20 times during this interview. But,
Or more.
but yeah, but anyway, I would love to do this. I do this with all of my guests, Laura, and it's basically just like short answer quiz. And I get the quiz from James Lipton, who is the host of Inside the Actors Studio. So if it's all the same to you, I'd love to give you this short quiz. Would that be all right? Okay, cool. Here we go. So first question is, what is your favorite non-curse word?
My favorite non-curse word?
Yes.
Awesome.
Okay. And I like that, by the way. And what is your least favorite word?
Oh. I don't know. My least... Oh, yeah. An N-bomb. That's my least favorite.
Okay. Now, what turns you on?
Tattoos.
Nice. And what turns you off?
That would be ego.
Okay. What sound do you love?
The sound of my dogs.
Yeah, we heard them a lot tonight.
Sorry, yes.
There'd be. You know what though? It's okay because it shows that they're excited. So they're happy dogs.
There are a few of them, and almost all of them are rescues. I've rescued 3 dogs from the Humane Society in the last year and a half.
Wow, and not only that, I saw that you have cats, and I am a huge cat lover, so I give you props on that end. Oh yeah, I have a Russian blue, and I got 2 domestic short hair. Well, long hairs. I guess domestic long hairs, and I got them all from the shelter. The Russian blue, the only reason why he was there is because he's a very sickly cat. He has epilepsy. So that's why if he was to run to the litter and they left him, All the other
Yeah.
cats were taken. So
My terrier, my oldest dog, he's epileptic, so
yeah, so I have to give him meds every day. You could, yeah, so you know pill pockets pretty well then, I'm guessing.
yeah.
All right, so what sound do you hate?
That's an interesting question. I don't hate anything.
Okay, well, you know what? Let me tell you what sound I hate. Maybe I might give you an idea. You know
Okay.
the air raid, the big air raid horns?
Yes.
I hate that sound. It drives me crazy when I hear it, and it lasts forever. So if you think in terms of noises like that,
Well, you know, where I live, there's a lot of open space around my house, and so one of the creepiest things I have heard is last week the train was running past my house and the whistle was going off, and as that whistle was going off, the coyotes outside of my yard were howling right behind my house.
okay, so maybe that may be something you may not necessarily hate, but aren't necessarily comfortable with.
Right.
Okay, so we'll leave it as uncomfortable.
Yeah.
All right. What is your favorite curse word?
Fuck.
That's a fan favorite. Mine is actually shit, but you know that's me.
I say that a lot too.
What profession other than yours would you like to attempt?
I would love to, and I wish I had gone to school. Forensic psychologist.
Oh, that's fascinating, and that goes into play with what we were talking about earlier with that detective. So
yes.
Okay, and what profession would you not like to do?
Garbage man.
All right, yeah, I hear that. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say to you when you arrive at the pearly gates?
That my mom is waiting for me.
I think that's one of the best answers I ever heard. Yo, everybody give Laura a hand. Thank you so much again, Laura, for coming in. Again, let me put in the link one more time. Guys, please check out our page, be part of the event, you know, and check out what's going on. And really keep your eyes on this, because I honestly think that this has the potential to be something great. Honestly. I'm not just saying that because, yeah, I'm a bit biased towards the state of Colorado and Denver. But honestly, I mean, this is a part of the country where I'm glad that finally there's a big meet happening. And like I said, I just can't wait to see what will happen. Hopefully, I could see it firsthand. I hope so.
I hope so too.
Yeah, and I'd love to meet you, by the way, Laura. I mean, you know what? Regardless if I go to this meet or not, next time in Colorado, if it's okay with you, I want to hit you up, maybe come down and visit you for the day or something.
Oh, absolutely. And hugs. You know? I'm a big hugger, so.
I really want to meet you. I think it'd be really cool, and like maybe if it's on a day off, maybe hopefully it'll be on a weekend day. I'll come down for the day, and we'll go around maybe a couple of shops, some of the people you know. Maybe who knows? Maybe we'll get an impromptu local meet going. Who knows?
Oh, absolutely. I would definitely put that together.
Yeah, awesome. But you know what? Let's think first things first. Let's see if I can get my butt to Colorado in 2 weeks. So.
I'm gonna ask the universe to help you with that.
All right, guys. Again, give props to Laura. Again, we put the link in one more time just for her. Again, this is for the Mile High Vapers Festival. It is happening May 24th, 2014. It's Saturday. Obviously, there's going to be people coming in Friday night, so there's probably going to be a pre-meet hangout, or a lot of people, you know, meet and greet and hang out. And then there's the big meet on Saturday, followed by the after party. So, I'm not on every night, Tyler. I'm on Thursdays. I have an early show, 8 to 10 Eastern Standard Time, and then I have the late show for the West Coast. Your time would be 10 to midnight. So, on every Thursday on this channel. So, this is where I am. And again, Laura, thank you again so much for coming on and hanging out with us tonight.
Oh, thank you, and thank all of you. Wow. Thank you all.
Fantastic. And yeah, feel free if you want to stick around in the chat room and you want to answer some questions in chat, feel free. I'm just going to dole out the rest of the giveaways and close out the show. So.
Okay.
All right. Thank you again, Laura. We'll see you soon, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right. Take care. Have a great evening.
Bye.
Bye.